Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Emmy from Emmy Evolving. If this is your first time joining me, thank you for finding me. If this is not your first time, thank you for coming back. So, right now I'm going to be doing a reading for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, also for your cross watchers. Also, for people who find themselves on this video without any Piscean anything and you find yourself resonating, the message is probably for you. Okay, it's probably for you. So, right now, we're all facing challenges of different kinds, different intensities. What are you going to do with this period? Are you going to allow the challenge to grow you? Because you're being challenged to grow. And if you can allow yourself to exit the comfort zone that you've existed within, you're gonna freaking grow, like tremendously grow, tremendously grow. So it's time to allow certain things to happen, okay? Certain things in your life will be exiting. It's not always about a relationship ending. It might be the period that you're in, um, like the way you think, friendships. It could be connections with individuals. It could be all sorts of things. But there's going to be a lot of shifting and changing and ending to certain parts of your life. If you can allow this, there's going to be a lot of change coming. And this change is really, really good. This change can equate to the type of shift that is necessary to really fully dilate those pathways of abundance. We need to allow our abundance back to us. Abundance is so much more than money. It's so much more than money. Abundance is allowing yourself to receive all these beautiful good things that creation sends to you: friendships, support, guidance, trustworthy connections, opportunities to really expand your awareness. Those are all forms of abundance. I hate to break it to you, it's not always oh, I might be fucking I might be regretting saying this. It's not always about, those soul connections. Sometimes the only soul connection you need to think of is yourself, your connection between the self and the soul. Okay, so let's get started. Let's pull some cards, okay? For you, nothing prepare me for. Wait, what? Wait. So, growth also includes knowing when you should not allow yourself to be sucked into drama. Drama. Okay. Let's pull three, 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 three. Pull three from here. I'm going to try and make this a quick read. When have you ever known me to do a quick read? I mean, unless it's on TikTok, which I seem to have forgotten that I have a TikTok account. No, there's a lot of stuff going on in life. I need to focus on what I need to focus on right now. And then a million more for you. Nothing prepare me for. Okay, here goes. Here goes. Card number 44, shine your light. Allow yourself to be the magical mofo that you are. Okay. So, just repeating again, this reading is for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Also for the cross watchers, also for the empaths that find themselves on this video without any Pisces, anything, not dealing with the Pisces. It's time for you to shine your light. If we exist in a world of darkness, which we do. This world is dark. It's dark as, I don't know, Satan's sphincter. It's as dark as Satan's sphincter. Um, Nothing's going to change if you continue to hide your light from the rest of the world. If you continue to exist with some sense of shame, shame for having some sense of boundaries, sense of worth, like self worth, um, that continues to diminish your shine. Okay. When you continue to allow yourself to be shamed into submission, shamed into compliance, you are dimming yourself even more. The world needs less dim, more shine. Really allow yourself to exist as you are. As you are. You know, guys, many of you join me often. Okay. Many of you join me regularly. And you guys have seen me day in and day out asserting my boundaries, speaking up for myself publicly. Publicly. um, that's a hard thing for me to do naturally. Like in person, it would take way more for me to do that, for me to speak up, for me to say something. It would take so much more. And the reason I find it so important to do it publicly while I'm live is to encourage you guys, really encourage you guys to begin speaking your truth. Something's not aligned, something doesn't feel right, and someone else keeps insisting. No, say something. Absolutely. Say something. Speak up for yourself. I'm sorry, that's not appropriate. Did I say or do something to make you think that that's okay with me? Because it's not. Let me go ahead and correct that right now. It's not okay. I'm not okay with that. You're going to need to stop. That's hard. Pisceans and empaths struggle so hard with speaking your needs, letting other people know that they're taking things too far. They're taking things far too far. And you need to speak your truth. It doesn't have to be in a combative way. You don't have to get extra salty the way I often do. You can simply just speak your truth. Hey, I don't like that. Hey, I'm going to need you to stop. Excuse me, I don't know you in that way. Whatever made you think that you could approach me like that? Simple questions, but these questions boom so much truth. Whatever made you think this? Did someone tell you that this is okay? Because it's not. And the goal is not necessarily to embarrass someone. The goal is to just speak your truth with no editing, no censorship, no trying to find the right words. Whatever comes out is what is right. That's just what it is. Whatever comes out is what is right for you. And I recognize, because I'm someone who stays quiet, like in real life, I stay quiet quite a bit. I don't say what's wrong until it's just gone way too far. So when I finally speak up, whatever comes out of my mouth, that's what was needing to be said. Whatever came out, that's what they worked really hard to get out of me. They worked really hard. I'm a very patient person. Like I have to tell myself these things like, girl, don't feel bad. You're a very patient person. The fact that you said something should tell you it was so far out of hand already. Okay. This is something I've been feeling. I feel it's my time to speak my. Yep. Yes. Yes. It is time. It is time. How do we change the world? By shining the light of truth from inside us. Like I said, if we exist in a very dark place already, dimming yourself down to make people who are cave dwellers feel more comfortable in their darkness, that doesn't do anything. All it does is empower this living in darkness scenario. It doesn't do anything, nothing at all. Okay. So, Ostara fertility, it's a perfect time for you to start new projects, access new ideas, and give birth to new conditions. What if the project is you? What if the new ideas come from this need to see yourself in a different way, to perceive your connections, your life circumstance in a different manner? What if the way you've been seeing yourself in your life has been very distorted because you've allowed the points of view of other people who don't even know themselves to convince you something about yourself? I mean, really, the people in our lives, most of them, I would say almost all of them, don't even know who they are. They don't even really look at the gravity of who they are. Behind the eyes, who are you? Well, I'm Emmy. No, I'm not. Behind the eyes, I'm something far more ancient than this life. I myself, do I even fully understand that? Not really. Not really. I try really hard to grasp to some degree the gravity of who or what I am, even beyond this life. And it's hard. It's really, really hard. It's hard for me. Despite the fact that I can see this very clearly within you, it's very, very hard for me to see it within myself. So, what does that tell you? This subject matter is something the human brain struggles so badly with. And the more you've complied with society and society's expectations, the harder it's going to be for you to understand this about yourself, not about other people, about yourself. Because really, what's important right now? Us doing a reading regarding other people who we cannot control. We can't control other people as much as we would like to, as much as we want to be able to control other people and be like, look, I know what's best for you. You need to listen to me. Hell, my kids don't even do that. My kids don't even do that. And if they do, they're very sour that I've told them what to do. And I don't like to tell them what to do because guess what? I'm trying to raise sovereign kings. I'm trying to exercise while they are still young their right to choose for themselves. Hey, is what you're choosing affecting your siblings or your parents, your family? Is it affecting us in a negative way? Be hurtful. What are you trying to communicate by lashing out? What is it? Talk to me so I understand. It's about how we have been raised. We have been raised to be quiet, to not be noticed. Oftentimes, if you're a highly sensitive empath, if you are a highly sensitive Piscean, oh my head feels like it's sliding. If you're a highly sensitive individual, oftentimes as a child, you were definitely made to feel like you're too dramatic, you're too sensitive, you're a crybaby, you're very difficult, all of that. That really fucked you up. I know it fucked me up. And we're not here to blame our parents because to be honest, most of us have parents that just really literally don't know better. That's how they were raised. That's just how they were raised. So at some point you're going to need to decide for yourself, who am I? What do I need from this life? Who am I trying to grow myself into? Do am I really what they told me I was as a child? Because everyone told me I was really, really difficult as a child. Because I'm not just going to do shit just because you told me to, you know? And I'm not necessarily going to yell and be like, but you best believe if you take it too far with me, I will become very reactive and you will not be able to stop me. I will become very, very reactive. I didn't talk much as a kid. Why is that? Because I didn't feel my voice was safe. Because I was led to believe as a child that when I say things, bad things happen. It just creates more drama. So just be quiet. Was I told that? No. Was I led to feel that, believe that deeply about myself, my voice? Absolutely. 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 One reason or another, that's how I was made to feel. But I'm not that. I'm no longer just that child. I used to hear, you're just a kid. I may be just a kid, but I can see the situation much more clearly than the adults. I have a very firm grasp of sovereignty, even as a child. I had a very firm grasp of morality, of ethics, and a lot of the things that I saw was unethical. But you're just a kid. And this is the very reason I had to grow up that way to really cultivate the way I see the world now. This is the very reason I am willing, more than willing, to listen to the children completely. Like, okay, what do you think is going on? What are your thoughts? What do you think about what you saw? What do you think about what you heard? How would you have handled that differently? Because to be completely honest, the children are actually much more intelligent than the adults. Spiritually, energetically, morally, ethically, they are much more intelligent than the adults. They've had less time to be indoctrinated. The younger the child, the more potent their sovereignty tends to be. And then we have science, medical people telling us, well, those are combative children. No, they're fucking not. They are not combative. They are reactive to your bullshit. They will not comply and they shouldn't. They shouldn't. They shouldn't. And it's a lot harder to raise a young sovereign, but I tell myself all the time, remember what you're doing here. Whatever you struggle through with them to keep their sovereignty intact, that is the process you have to go through to ensure you are not raising another follower. You are raising a future leader. Leader of what? I really don't care. Serve your role, son. Lead whatever people you promise to lead, whether it's just leading 2 people, leading 3 people, leading 500 people, 1,000 people, 10 million people, the whole fucking world. Whatever it is you need to do, keep your sovereignty intact, son. Think for yourself, hold yourself accountable. Look back at your life and see what challenged me and how did I respond to it? Did I simply react? Did I give my power away through reaction? Or did I take all my power and choose a response? And we're not raised this way. We're not raised this way. I was hit for seeing and saying things. Yeah, I hear that a lot. I hear that a lot. I hear that a lot. And it's very, very sad. So at this point, pretty much all of you who join me, you're grown, you're adults. You are adults. So it's at this point that you need to begin like, okay, what does that child in me need? How is life challenging me right now? What ways will I grow myself? Card number 7, legacy of light. You come from a legacy of light. You come from this thing that's so far beyond human comprehension. It's beyond what you could understand. It's time to take that child and allow that inner child to grow into your human adult. And allowing that human adult to connect to that spiritual elder that you actually are. Tap into your elder soul. It has so many stories it wants to share with you. So many. So many. If at this point you're recognizing a lot of the things that happened in your childhood were things that disrespected your sovereignty, you need to come back home to yourself. Card number 15, home, earth. Find that peaceful place within yourself. Find that place within you where you can give yourself permission to be you. You've already lived enough of your early life being shamed into a box. Why in the world would you allow other people to continue treating you like that abused, silenced child? And this doesn't mean you have to become belligerent and argue, and because that's what children do when they feel unsafe. That is what children do when they feel unsafe. Do you feel unsafe in your life? Because if you do, something needs to be changed. If you consistently need to argue, need to yell, there's something in you that does not feel heard. And the environment that you're in is still not hearing you. Have you simply sought out the types of connections that can help you to recreate that childhood pain? And that's what a lot of us don't recognize. We seek out the very people who will help us to continue to perpetuate that struggle of childhood. Mhm. So, what do you need to do now? You need to begin hearing the needs within you. You're being challenged to see yourself for what you actually are. And what you are, regardless of what you think, regardless of what your environment tries to convince you, you are not a bad person. None of us are intrinsically bad at birth. None of us. We live our entire childhood being programmed into who other people tell us we are. That's not okay. That is not okay at all. Not okay. Um, it's up to you, though, if you want to continue that. It's up to you. So, what are you going to choose? Are you going to choose to cultivate an environment around you and inside you that helps to cultivate the most compassionate type of growth possible? And sometimes the most compassionate thing can be extremely painful in the beginning, extremely painful in the beginning. And it's up to you. Are you willing to see that you're worth that process? Because it's a process. It's not something one day you're just going to be gifted with an opportunity to wake up and be like, "Oh, I don't want to be that anymore." Even the people who share their stories and like, "Oh, one day I just woke up and ta-da." No, you went through an entire process, an unrecognized, extremely intense process. You disassociated from that process until you were able to process this process. And the process continued until it was done. And then one day you recognized the final results of that process. Every single event of your life brings you to the next part of your life. Every next part of your life is a primer for the next part of your life. Everything in your life ties together. From childhood to your soul purpose, everything in your life will tie together. It always does. And if you sit quietly enough, long enough, what ends up happening is you begin to recognize the flow of your life, how one event flows into the next event, to the next event, to the next event. Sorry. Card number 6, light, sun. When was the last time you allowed your masculine and your feminine to just sit and enjoy the beauty of your light? I'm talking about you, not you and your twin. Not, no, I'm talking about you and yourself. That masculine and feminine energy you have within you. All of us have both. All of us have both. And the truly powerful ones, the ones who serve as shamans, the ones who serve as healers, they can tap into both. It's just that's how I've always seen it. People who can tap into both are ridiculously solid. They are solid in their truth. Why is that? Because you have the feminine on one side, the masculine on the other side, and they both hold you up. They both hold you up. And times where you need extra protection, extra defense, the masculine energy comes in front of you, the feminine goes behind you to hold you. While the masculine energy speaks, booms its truth. And times where it's too rough, it's hard for you to see the truth of who you are. The feminine comes out and faces you, nurtures you, while the masculine goes behind you and holds you up. Life is a dance. You are centered in that. When you begin to, you know, push away parts of yourself because someone spiritual told you that, no, that's not the right thing. No, it's this way, it's that way. Oh, no, you're not going to ascend if you don't listen to those people. I feel like I need to just kind of say this. The people whose words you should value are the very people who don't understand the value of their words. Where they're just sharing things about their life, about their opinions. They're just sharing things. And they don't feel the need to force you into agreement because they're just sharing their experiences and their views that were formed because of those experiences. It's the people who need to preach to you, the people who need an audience and everyone listen because they are now speaking the word of God. I'm sorry, motherfucker. I have a piece of God in me too. Yeah. The piece of God within me is whispering to me in a very hushed giggle. And this person's so fucking full of shit. And I'm like, I know, right? Yeah. I'm not listening to a word you say. Unless that divinity within me begins to resonate and I begin to feel it like, whoa, holy shit. I don't even know if you understand how you're affecting me right now. Like, I feel this in my body. I feel this in my fucking soul. Damn, this is truth coming out of your mouth. Whoa. Unless I have that kind of reaction, I'm probably not going to listen. And truth be told, I don't watch spiritual videos because it's very rare that I get that kind of reaction within myself. Very, very rare. And the videos where I do get that reaction, they have a tendency to be not spiritual at all. At all. You're going to get to a point where your spirituality is internal instead of external, worn as a badge on your arm, some badge of honor. Like, I'm more spiritual than you. The truly spiritual people, the ones who are truly balanced, centered in their spiritual truth, they have no desire to prove anything. They just don't. They'll share their truth, they'll share their opinions, they'll just share, and then they're off living their life again. They're just off living their life again. Be very, very careful of those who need to be placed on a pedestal where you have to see that they're so different than everyone else. Mm-mm. I'm telling you, the words that you should value are the words that come from people who don't see the value in what they're saying. The best leaders are the ones who don't want to lead. The best leaders are the ones who want to just walk beside you. And their confidence in their steps are what empowers you as you walk beside them. That's pretty badass. That's pretty powerful. Like to be able to walk side by side. We don't need any more tyrants. We don't need any more people who need all of us to make them feel like they're so much above. Because really, if you need us to lift you up, you're actually not above. You're not. You're just getting us to comply. You're getting us to be the fuel that you use for your rise. And unless you can rise on your own, I mean, I don't know that I value that shit. I don't know that I value that shit. Unless you can own your journey, be your own person. And in that being your own person, you inspire me and encourage me and cause me to walk beside you. I don't know that I want that. The people who have inspired me the most in this life don't have a channel, are not publicly known. People often ask me, "Oh, have you heard of this person? Have you heard of that? Oh, this person's work is amazing." Um, I'm not allowed to expose myself to that. I'm just not. I have to come to these conclusions on my own. Why is that? Because my thoughts need to be mine. They need to be owned by me, delivered by my soul, directly to me, and owned just by me. And the only way for me to grow and learn is through my life experiences. And once in a great while, something will come across my path, someone else's work, And usually when that happens, it's to serve as confirmation. I'm being given confirmation regarding what I am learning on my own. And granted, not everyone learns the way I do. That's okay. That's okay. What I'm trying to share is that I have to be okay with the way I'm learning, with the way that my soul asks me to learn. I cannot copy someone else. I cannot just follow behind somebody. My own divinity won't allow it. I can walk side by side with you, though. I don't need you to walk behind me. I walk side by side with you. And I feel like that's the most powerful thing, to be able to free yourself to see that the challenges of your life are actually the very lessons that your soul is using to get you to higher and higher and higher levels of awareness. I do that about you. Have you heard of Emmie? Do you listen? It's fine for you to share something that inspires you. And it is really, it honors me that I would inspire you. But for you to decide for yourself that, oh my God, I'm gonna listen to whatever she says. You need to listen to what she says too. That no, don't put me on any type of elevation in that way. Um, I know that's not my purpose. I know that's not what I want. It's one thing to have more of that soul family come forward, share space with me. That's a beautiful thing. That's very I'm about to cry. It's one of those things where it's like two emotions, something that is super, like, it honors me, but at the same time it makes me sad. It makes me sad because when you elevate me in that way, it's like confirmation for me that you still don't get it, we're equal. Like, we're equal. And so long as you don't understand that we're equal, that means I haven't done my job. That means that I have somehow, it's a little bit dramatic, but I've somehow failed. That maybe I haven't approached the work that I do in the proper way because you still feel I'm somehow elevated above you. When the basis of my work is to remind you that we're on level ground. All right. The soul, passion. We have to live in a more passionate way. We have to live in a way that makes us feel alive. Alive in that we are serving our purpose as a soul, that we are really, really cultivating growth within other people by simply existing without any effort, without any plans, without any of that. By our mere existence, we are empowering and nurturing the growth of someone else, someone who witnesses us. And I mean, the people who witness you, you don't even have to know who they are. You don't even have to know who is witnessing you, but just allowing yourself to exist in um such an authentic state that by just being you, all of this is already happening. That's a lot. That's a lot. That's a lot of validation for your existence. Like, a lot. It's hard to get to a point where you're not measuring things in human ways, where I'm so thankful that I don't have this struggle where, in order to validate my work, the the efficacy, accuracy, and value of my work, I would need certain amounts of thumbs up and likes and shares. And I'm so fucking glad I don't struggle with that. I'm just like, I look at analytics for all of my social media just to get messages, just to get messages from Michael. I don't use it for anything else. I'm like, ooh, ooh. I'm just very lucky I don't, very, very lucky that I don't. But there are so many of us that struggle with that. That's part of the challenge. That's part of the challenge that your soul is presenting you. How can you grow beyond this limitation of external validation? Because when you can do that, oh my God, oh my God, the type of growth you can accomplish. Wow. Oh my God, I have no toilet paper. So I kind of had like the beginning stages of this where it's like, ooh, um, God, there's only 100 shares. Oh my God, what am I gonna do about this? How can I increase shares? How can I increase viewerships? And then one day I went live with an individual, and I never told anyone this ever. I've never shared this before. I've never shared this before. It was a few years ago. I went live with an individual on Facebook, and I was having a conversation with Michael while I was live. And I was entering into a phase of my journey where this could put. Oh, thank you, Daddy. I thank you. I was entering into a phase of my development being publicly visible where I was totally like, well, the numbers will show me how people like my content because I was going down that road. And while I was live, Michael was like, pick a number. I was like, 1,000. And he was like, we'll show you that number. And then you're letting this go. And I didn't realize he was telling me that one live stream would be shared 1,000 times while I was live. It actually was shared, I believe, 1,500 times in that hour that I was live. And so I let it go. I don't need to understand how people value or don't value the work that I do. I just need to do the work. I just need to be present. I need to allow my voice to do what it was meant to do, which is communicate truths from within my heart. I need to just trust that I am being guided by my soul and I'm heading to places that maybe my mind doesn't understand. And maybe it doesn't need to. Maybe it doesn't need to understand. Maybe it doesn't need to. Maybe I just needed that one moment where I was actually shown, like, holy fucking shit. How does a live stream of basically bullshit? We were bullshitting the whole time. I don't even remember what we were live streaming about. It was just like, just fucking around. 1,500 shares. I got reported a lot. I got reported a lot for that because there were so many Facebook groups where the entire wall was my face live streaming. So many people's entire news feed on Facebook was nothing but me. I remember a few times someone came on, who the fuck is this girl? She's all over my Facebook. Um, hello? And then I could let it go. Sometimes you'll experience things where you need an outward show, where you need to see it outside of yourself to reassure that part of you that's wondering, am I going down the right path? Is this the right thing for me? And when you see it that one time, let it go. Just trust. You've already been given the confirmation. I'm sorry, Lisa. Some people got kicked out. They got banned from multiple groups. I was like, "What? What?" You know, we each have unique gifts. We each have something that we offer without even realizing we're offering. Allow yourself to be a testament to the truth that only you can deliver, because we each contain within us parts of truth from creation, different nuggets of truth. And just because you don't know what part you hold, just because you're not yet aware, doesn't mean you get to doesn't mean you get to interfere with our opportunity to witness it. So you have to just live authentically. You have to live without any shame of who you are. Kuan Yin, compassion, release judgments about yourself and others, and focus on the love and light that is within everyone. Release your shame. Release the need to compare, compete. The compare, compete program. It's one of the most efficient ways to separate us as a people. Compare, compete, compare, compete. How about co create? How about that? Because when we co create, we're both benefiting. All of benefit from whatever it is we're creating. Because right now, that compare, compete paradigm, um, it's the very thing that is using our co create manifestation skills, abilities, gifts to harm each other. It's what's going on. It is what's going on. All right. Root chakra, ground and center. Allow yourself to be very grounded in this life. A lot of people think, oh, I have to ground deep into Gaia, deep into the earth. I'm recognizing now I never had the ability to do that. Well, no, I have the ability to do that. I'm just incapable of doing it for myself. I get in my own way. It's very difficult for me. I can do it for other people, no problem. Easy peasy. Hell yes. For me, girl, what? You want me to what? We don't do that. Why? I'm not supposed to ground into Gaia for myself. I'm supposed to exist on her surface and ground into this life. How about you? Is what you need grounding into Gaia? Is that what you need? Or are you needing to ground yourself into this life? Because so many of us with such an elevated frequency, dimensional level of frequency, we are not grounded into our life. We have become fractionated. We have dissociated ourselves from our human identity. And I was very guilty of this when I was vegan for like 6.5 years, something like that. Um, yeah, this is why I do not participate in veganism. Um, Veganism is not the issue. What it caused me to do, how to behave, uh, that was the issue. So, veganism can raise your frequency very quickly. If you are a low frequency individual, veganism, that is your solution. Okay. That's literally your solution. This is how you can balance yourself. If you are naturally high frequency and already have a hard time grounding, connecting into this life, when you become a devout vegan, um, sometimes, oftentimes, probably the time, when you get into that, um, your frequency rises too high and you become disconnected from humanity itself. I found myself behaving in such a way that was just atrocious, fucking atrocious. I swear to God. It was just atrocious. Like, ooh, these humans, fucking humans. I so dislike humans eating that carcass. Like, girl, who the fuck you think you are? thinking this way, acting this way, choosing to live this way. It was too much. It was definitely too much of an extremely high frequency. Um, you have to listen to your body. And my body was failing, and I refused to stop. I refused to back off that veganism kick. I refused. I dragged it out for years, several more years. That's ugly. That's ugly. To value something outside of yourself more than you value yourself. Um, to allow yourself to be harmed physiologically, emotionally, mentally, in order to keep up this charade of I'm spiritual. And I'm definitely not speaking about all vegans. I'm speaking about me personally, my experience as a vegan, me personally. But to be honest, I do see this in about 30-40%, maybe even up to 60% of the vegan population. Because there are vegans who, for ethical reasons, for health, um, they live their vegan lifestyle and they don't try and dominate anyone. They don't try and shame you. They don't talk about some fucking whatever. Like, where'd you get these statistics? you know, they're not trying to harass you and shame you into being what they are. It's what how they live. And that's beautiful. That's beautiful. And then you have the vegans who, I'm gonna just leave this topic alone. I feel my thoughts taking me to a place that just it's unnecessary. I'm gonna leave the topic alone. Card number 3, inspiration. Allow yourself to be inspired by the bees of life. You are the flower. You are in the process of unfolding, of blooming, of development, of growth. The bees carry with them the potentiality of helping you reach new cycles of growth. But they also carry with them the potentiality of creating sweetness or stinging you. Usually, when a bee stings you, it's because they've sensed some sort of aggression within you towards them. If the bees are representative of your growth process, the lessons that you learn, what's that telling you? The more you fight your process, the more you fight your growth, the more likely you will experience being stung by your own process. It's not someone else stinging you, it's you stinging yourself. So, card number 8, be the hunter, not the hunted. Oh, someone was just thinking, why the fuck does she always want us to blame ourselves? Why can't it be other people? Well, okay, first off, can you control someone else? Hmm? That's your flawed logic to begin with. You think that you can somehow control someone else's behaviors, emotions, and thought process. You cannot. If you can't even control yourself to stop putting yourself in situations where you are exposing yourself to the users and abusers of the world, how the fuck are you going to blame someone else? You can't. You can't. You have to take accountability of the decisions you make, what you expose yourself to. It's not someone else. Someone else can have intentions to victimize you, but if you're not accessible, how are they going to do that? It's this logic of like, I'm going to put myself here. Everyone else better, you better wear gloves. You better wear gloves when you touch me. How about not letting people touch you? Oh, it's not spiritual. It's so childish to block people. That's your fucking problem. You like the drama. You like being able to say someone else hurts you. When in reality, if you are an empath, and Pisceans, we're all pretty much empaths. If you're already getting intuitive hits that this is going to happen, who betrayed who in the first place? When you're already being told this will end with you hurting and you continue, oh no, I don't want to be a mean person. I shouldn't be like that. Give them a chance. Give them a chance to what? To be who they are? I'm speaking from experience here because I used to do that shit. Oh, let me do that for you. Oh, yeah, no, I'll do that for you too. I'll do that for you. Oh, people always use me. I never have time for myself. I'm always just doing things. Well, bitch, why you keep fucking offering? Talking to myself here. Yeah. Who is that? Whose fault is that? The people that I'm leading on, I'm leading them to think that it's okay with me. It's okay. Oh, no, it's no big deal. And I would say that. I would say that. No, don't worry. It's not a big deal. Oh, no, I got this. Don't worry. Don't worry. I got it. I'll do it. Don't worry. Mhm. Mhm. That's someone else's fault. This channel is not about fault. This channel is about accountability, where you take ownership of your decisions and how you co created that circumstance that gave access to you. Why is it so difficult to fuck me over now? Because you can't access me. I'm not answering my phone. I'm not answering the messages. Go through my team. They're there to protect me because I lack fucking boundaries. Be honest with yourself. I'm honest with myself. I don't know if I'll ever learn boundaries in this life. I lack boundaries. I don't know what they are. If you can get a hold of me, you can, if I open that message and you ask me something, you ask me for something that's fucking ridiculous, sure. Fuck, I shouldn't have said that. Shit. Sure. Yeah, no, I already said yes. I'll honor that. I don't want to disappoint you. Uh, that's why I don't answer any messages because I will say yes to everything because I am struggling with learning boundaries. I am struggling with understanding, girl, your body is tired. Just because your mind feels like you can keep going does not mean your body can. And so now you have to rely on your team to establish and maintain those boundaries. There's nothing shameful about admitting that. This is where I'm at in my journey. Why should I be ashamed of it? Why should I be ashamed of the fact that I am a human being having a human experience? Very, very deeply connected with my soul. It doesn't make me any less spiritual. It doesn't make you any less spiritual just because you can make yourself see and be honest with yourself. The people who can't admit that kind of stuff to themselves, they are so far removed from seeing clearly and be able to develop in a very healthy, balanced manner. Hmm. I said it. Those are the last people that you should listen to. Those are the last ones that you should listen to. So, Yamanya, golden opportunity. Important doors are opening for you right now. Walk through them. These doors are the ways you exit those places, those rooms of toxicity that you've been living in. It's time to move forward. Move forward. Don't continue to stay in the place where there's so much toxicity and all it does is perpetuate toxicity within you. Card number 35, conscious connections. For many of us, the places that you need to leave are places where there's a disconnect. There's been a very real, very tangible disconnect. You've been trying to go out of your way to maintain a connection. There's no connection. There is no connection. There is no connection. Stop trying to convince yourself this is something you need to hold on to and work on and work on and work on and give more to because you've labeled it with some spiritual thing. Be honest with yourself. If there's no connection, there is no connection. No matter how much you want that connection to exist, there is no connection. None. The reality of it is, if we're going to be talking about twin flame shit, twin ray shit, we can go ahead and use me as an example again. I have zero contact with this individual. Never even spoken to him on the phone. I don't know if it's really Michael keeps saying it's a thing. I don't know. I don't know. You could be fucking around with me. This could be like a several year joke. I don't fucking know. But I do know whatever my twin ray being is, that's connected. That's always been connected. It's never been disconnected. It's never been disconnected. Ever. Ever. I've been aware of that energy since I was a child. Even before I became aware of the human being, I've been aware of that energy since I was a child. Mhm. And that's a spiritual thing that the human mind probably won't ever comprehend. So I'm gonna just leave it at that. Well, I have to force a connection with a human being? Why? Tell me why. Because it's part of my growth. No, 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 it's not. It's not. For me personally, it's not. The human beings serve their purpose. They triggered certain types of growth within me, and I continued to grow. With complete, utter silence, I continued to grow. What of me is somehow broken or flawed because they're not there? Not a damn fucking thing. Not a damn fucking thing. Not a single damn thing. Oh, it broke me that. No, no. Their presence broke open places within me that I needed to grow myself, that I needed to really face, really, really look at. Not face with them, face on my own. Things from childhood, things from young adulthood. It helped me to it helped me to really look at the things that I needed to look at within myself that had nothing to do with them. And I'm not sure, maybe what is this just like unique to me? I don't think so. I really don't think so. When you have to go out of your way and try and try and try, you're not meant to be with that person. And I do know in real life, quite a few twin ray pairs who are in a relationship, a romantic relationship. They don't have to label it. In fact, most of them don't. Most of them don't. And they both put in equal effort to maintain that connection, like you would in a healthy relationship. So when you chase after something, uh I don't know. Maybe that's part of the challenge that many of us are going through right now. This challenge of recognizing you are projecting your insecurities, your lack of happiness, your lack of sense of fulfillment, all of that onto someone else. You're making it their job. It is not their job. It's not their job. It's not someone else's job outside of you to make sure that you're happy and whole. Because if you can't find that truth within you, no one is going to bring that out of you. They're just not. They're not. My husband is a very, very, very patient, compassionate, loving husband to me. Like, he has been trying for so many years to help me see the value of me, to help me understand that I don't have to continue toxic ass mindsets. And until I was ready, until I chose to, I didn't listen to a word he fucking said. Not a single one. Yeah. No, no, because I know better. I know myself. Actually, bitch, no, you don't. hmm And there was no trying there. There was just this very real fact that, hey, I can't walk away from this. Sometimes I feel like, fuck this shit. But even with that fuck this shit, um, I've never actually walked away, right? So what's that tell you? That tells me that this is supposed to be something that I experience with you. This is supposed to be something that we can grow together with. That these situations that we get into where there's conflict, there's differing opinions. Um, these are the opportunities for us to grow together, to really deepen our bond, to grow in love, not fall in love, but grow in love. Yeah, yeah. And in that, I get the opportunity to better see myself more clearly. Like, maybe you do know something that I don't. Maybe you do see clearly things that I'm not able to see within myself. Uh, Maybe I need to kind of listen to you a little more. And as the years have gone by, as we've had more and more things that we've dealt with together, things we've disagreed upon, things that we've allowed to help cultivate our understanding of each other, um, I can honestly say he's taught me a lot without trying to. just by walking with me. He's taught me so much. He's taught me so much. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. There are so many things that we don't quite understand about ourselves, and we project them onto other people because we don't want to deal with it within ourselves. That is the challenge that your soul is presenting you, to bump you up to the next level of dimensional consciousness, that next layer that might lead to the next level. Take your soul up on that offer. It's offering you an opportunity to grow. Why are you refusing the offer? Why are you not allowing yourself to grow? Are you sure it's fear of failure? Because I doubt that. I don't think you're afraid to fail. I think you're afraid to succeed and can no longer hide after people recognize you. I used to think I was afraid of failure because I suffer from perfectionism, like clinical perfectionism. And a lot of my progress with that struggle had to do with my recognition of I'm not afraid of failure. I'm not. I'm just not. I'm not afraid of failure. I'm afraid of success. I'm afraid of recognition. Because all my other companies that I walked away from, that I shut down, I was at the cusp of major, massive recognition. Shut it down. Shut it down. I mean, people are about to recognize you, girl. Shut it down. Fuck that shit. People are about to know you. You can't hide after that. Close it down. Shut it down. And that's what I've done. My last company, I used to own a truffle company, confectionery company, a specialized niche one. And um, I think it was like about 6 months. That company was operating for about 6 months before the Palms Casino in Vegas, because I lived in Vegas at the time. The Palms Casino approached me to be their vendor for major events. I accepted that first contract, and then I shut my company down. Why? You're about to be majorly recognized. Why did you do that? Because I'm about to be majorly recognized. Why else would I do that? Do you do that too? Do you work and work and work and work, and right before it comes to fruition, you convince yourself it's not going to happen for you and you give up, and then it doesn't come to fruition? Is that failure, or is that decision you made? Did you choose to restrict the amount of manifestation energy that was pushing it forward? Is right there already. It's right there already. That's like, you know how on Amazon they show you how many stops before your package arrives to you, you know? That's the equivalent of one more stop before your delivery. Cancel the order. Girl, what the fuck? Yeah. 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 No, totally. Cancel it. No, I'm not joking. Cancel that shit. Yeah. I mean, what is cancel culture? A projection of that internal circumstance that's already been going on for how long? It's that internal circumstance. You've been canceling yourself for how long already? You didn't know that? You didn't recognize it? You didn't recognize it? I mean, you've been canceling yourself since you were a child, right? I know I was. Where I couldn't even tell people if I was hungry. I couldn't tell. Like, I remember one time, I think I was in second grade. That was Miss Teeter's class. Um, my freaking parent, I think it was my mom that day. She dressed me in one of those buckles that are two hoops, and you got to thread the thing through it, the belt. I didn't know how to loosen that. I had to pee so bad at recess. I didn't know how to loosen that, and I was so afraid to ask someone, to ask my friends, to ask the teacher. I couldn't undo it. And so I wet my pants. I couldn't hold it anymore. I was like, ah, in the bathroom. And I ended up wetting my pants. I was in second grade. And instead of telling anyone that that's what happened to me, I went ahead and cleaned up the stall in the bathroom because I'm a good Asian girl. I cleaned up the stall to make sure no one stepped in it or any of that. And I went back to class after recess. And I just sat there, embarrassed that maybe my classmates might smell what I peed on myself. And then finally, the teacher noticed and she sent me to the office to call my parents to bring me clothes. And that was after lunch. I want to say it was around 1 p.m. School gets out at like 3, 3:30. So from 1 p.m. until 15 minutes before school let out, I sat in that office. And the secretary was like, "Honey, what can I do for you? Why are you here? My teacher sent me here. Do you need something?" Until finally 15 minutes before school ended, the secretary was tired of me just sitting there silently looking like I wanted to cry, and so she called my parents. And she called the teacher, she called my parents. They found out that I had peed on myself. And then my mom came to the school and she had pants for me. And then she asked me why I was stupid. Are you stupid? Why did you not tell your teacher? I don't fucking know. I don't know. Shit, I don't know. So it's just one of those things. Like, have you carried that through into your life, into your adult life? Like, the thing is this: most people would be afraid or embarrassed, ashamed to share that detail of their earlier life, of their childhood. Not me. Not me. Because that's a prime example of what we do to ourselves, how we don't speak up, how we don't let people know what our needs are, even though they're asking, they're offering. This is a major, major challenge to overcome. Major. It's a major, major thing that we've carried over into our adult lives. We've just carried it over into our adult lives. And uh, yeah, you're not that child anymore. You are not that child anymore. We have to be aware of, are we still that child where we can't speak up about what our needs are, yet we sit there and wait for someone else to fulfill the needs? Because really, at this point, if I ever had a situation where I peed on myself in public, I'd be like, "Stop the fucking car. I need to go to the store, or you need to take me home because I went tinkle in my pants." Yeah, no, I would definitely not stay quiet on it anymore. I would absolutely be like, "Oh, yeah, no more. Stop existing as that hurt, scared child. Be the adult that you were craving, the adult that you wish you had in your life as that child. Be that person, okay? Be that person for yourself, not for other people. All of this stuff that you've done for other people, those are opportunities for you to learn how to do it for yourself. Because really, although we have a hard time speaking up for ourselves, we sure as hell don't have a hard time speaking up for other people. We sure as hell don't. We sure as hell don't. You know, recently there was an old man who yelled at me in a grocery store when I went to Moab. I was waiting for my husband and I had all my kids like, kind of pushed to the side with me. We were very much to the side. There was huge, at least like 12 feet beyond us where he could do his cart. And instead, I believe he was yelling at me, but when he said it and I looked over, I saw him looking at my kid. He said, "Excuse me, can you move?" Motherfucker, you don't talk to my kid like that. And immediately I said something. You know damn well if he was talking to me, I'd be like, "Oh, I'm sorry. You don't fucking address my kid like that. I'm sorry that I'm not sorry. That is a future fucking king of humanity." And I said, "Yeah, well, you can move around us. There's plenty of space over there, but we're not moving because I'm waiting for my husband who's right behind you." At that point, he looked back, saw my husband's like, "Oh, sorry." You better be. You better fucking be. You better be because that beast of a man is right behind you. He hears you. I didn't say that, but I was thinking that. Yeah, no, I wouldn't have said anything if it was just me. I know that for a fact. I can sit here and try and pretend like I'm badass. I would have been like, fuck you. No, I would have been like, I'm sorry, sir. You know, damn, I was pull my fucking bitch. Let me say it with my fucking whole face. Not just with my eyes, but with my whole fucking no. that that was too much. No, but that was instant. You don't fucking talk to my kid like that. You can say, "Son, could you please scoot over so I could get through?" That's fine. I would be like, "Honey, come over here." But as I was moving my child out of his way, I was like, "You can move right over there. You can go around us. Plenty of space over there." That woman over there even stopped her cart to let you through. Mhm. Mhm. I I said it with my chest, but like, "Wah!" Oh, that hurt. That hurt. My boobs are tender. That hurt. I gotta go. I have an appointment. That hurt really much. Why did I do that? Yeah, he's a beast of a man. Like, I'm sorry, you could go around us, okay? Oh, the Bay Area came out of me. You best believe. I went halfway Oaklandish, halfway, not full Oakland, halfway Oaklandish. Yeah, that's right. I should get a shirt. Bitch, I'm from Oakland. I was raised in the oh, watch yourself. No. I am from Oakland. What? Fruitvale, bitches. Fruitvale. If you don't know what that means, don't fuck with me. I'm not from the hills. I'm from Fruitvale. Let me stop fucking around. I gotta go. We have legal meetings and stuff. If you guys can give this video a thumbs up, I would really appreciate that. If you haven't already subscribed, please do subscribe. Turn on that notification bell. Join me when I'm live. Okay, I gotta go. I might do expedites later today. I just gotta see what my schedule is like. I know I had said I was gonna do some expedites during the week. It's Thursday, girl. If you don't do it today, you're officially a liar. I will try and do it today. I promise I will try and avoid even going halfway Oaklandish. We're gonna try and stay Palo Alto. Palo Alto, um, maybe a little bit of like Moraga. We we just gonna stay like suburb-ish. We can't do Union City because they thuggish over there. A lot of gangsters. Maybe like Fremont, Ohlone area. Okay, I gotta go for real. Bye, guys.